Guess I'm gonna have to paint these Necron Tomb Kings by myself. Puns. Hello, Luke Header here, and today we're gonna look at the Lokhust Heavy Destroyers. I have a Necron army. Well, they started out from the Indominus box at the start of 9th edition, and I put those off for a long time. What I mean a long time, I mean like I had them all the way up, unpainted, just barely built, until spring 2025, and I had this great idea to make a pun out of my Necrons. And I always liked the look of the Tomb Kings from Old World, so I was like, Necrons are very Egyptian, let's make Necron Tomb Kings. I'll play like Tomb World, Tomb Kings, yeah. So I painted them all up, and at the time I wasn't playing around with contrast or anything, so I did like poor man's contrast. I painted them all white, and then I shaded them with Seraphim Sepia to give them like the bone color, and it turned out really nice, and I was like, sweet. Again, before contrast. Eventually I'll probably need to figure out the contrast paints to use and maybe paint one up with contrast just to see what the different look, how crazy it is or is not. And I also need to come up with some highlight colors to make it pop more, but that's future Luke's problem. But I started painting them up, and it looked really nice, and I was like, okay, these look a lot cooler than a lot of the ones that I have normally. So I was like, it's gonna be an army now. I painted up all of Indominus, and then while I was playing, one of the times I saw the Lokhust Heavy Destroyers, I was like, those are kind of cool, and they were cheaper on the unit side, so I was like, I'm gonna get me one, and then one turned into, I'm gonna get me 3, so I got 3. I built them up, and I painted them all white, and I was like, I need to paint these, and I didn't. Well, back it up, when I was building them, the instructions doesn't tell you which gun is which. So I built them with the 3-barreled, like the 6-barreled gun, thinking, oh, this is the big tank buster gun, because it's the bigger gun and it looks cooler. So this has got to be the anti-tank gun. So I built them all like that, and I didn't think anything about it. Then I kept painting up my, the little batch of the Indominus Necrons, and I go take them and go play my first game, and there was another Necron player there, and he had some of them with the 6-barrel figuration, and he explained to me that they were the anti-infantry gun, and I was like, aw, crap. That's not the gun I wanted. And at that point, it was too late. They had already been built like that for forever, and I wasn't going to break them apart and magnetize them and anything like that. So I was like, well, anti-infantry isn't that bad. It's 6 shots with heavy blast and rapid fire 6, and I think sustained hits as well, which is nuts. So 3 of them putting out all of those shots could be crazy. But anyways, yeah. So that's how I got stuck with 3 Lokhust Heavy Destroyers with the same gun, same wrong gun that I didn't want. But you can take them 3 as a squad, so I could technically buy 3 more build them with the other gun, and it's no big deal. Which I'll probably end up doing eventually. But with my Necrons, I have them all based with the Martian Iron Earth, the red, so the red really contrasts with the bone tan color. I thought that looked really nice. But I also knocked them down with some shade. That and the shade kind of, I found that the texture paint, the crackle paints, it really flakes off if you touch it too much. So instead of using a varnish or anything, I just shade over top of it, and that holds it together, holds it down, and it, you know, gives it a shade. And it didn't really come out too well on these Lokhust Heavy Destroyers, but the bright gold from the Tomb Kings is one of my accent colors, bright gold and red. They don't really come out because there wasn't a whole lot that I could really poke out that I really wanted to pull out with the gold, which is not too big of a deal. Like, it's still there, you still see it, it's still cool. But on the units that has the giants, like phase blades, the locust something, I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. Heavy Destroyers, that's what they're called. I have their blade all gold, and then the dots on the blade, that's usually like their plasma color, that's the bright blue, and it really pops, the blue on top of gold, and it looks so cool. On the Lokhust Heavy Destroyers, there's not a whole lot of places that I can really add the gold a whole bunch, other than the tips of the weapons, some little blobs, and then their main face, which I did. But and then let's just paint the rim black. They're good to go. I have all three done. They're all ready to be played up. I do need to get some more Necrons. After painting up these three, I was like, that was a lot easier than what I remember, and it's a lot more fun than I remember. So I definitely need to get me some more Necrons. I do believe one of the first videos I put up was Tomb King Necrons, my Indominus Force. But these have been the Lokhust Heavy Destroyers and my Tomb King Necron paint scheme. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and always, just keep painting.